Okay, this video is a um, request video from Sika1 who um, asked for a full review of the Slayer concert from San Bernardino, or uh, the Mayhem Festival. And there's a couple of things I want to get to. First, though, I want to apologize for it taking as long as it has. Uh, there's been a lot of stuff going on. Been some wacky weather with thunderstorm warnings, flash flood warnings. It's just crazy weather, and I've also been preoccupied with another with some other stuff. Also, in the past couple 2 weeks or so. But I'll get right down to it. For one reason or another, I wrote down most of, if not all of the Slayer set immediately after the concert, just because, in terms of this can actually be useful. But anyway, so this is a review of first show of the Mayhem Festival, June 30th, 2012, in San Bernardino at San Manuel Amphitheater. Uh, Basically, I'll just start from the beginning. Day started off, um, you know, did up the usual thing, breakfast and all that. Got to the venue about 2 hours before gates open and stood in line. Um, didn't really check out a lot of the other bands. A lot of the other bands were cool. Um, was interested in seeing Anthrax, but I ended up having to skip them because I wanted to get the best spot I could for to see Slayer. And so basically, before that, I checked out the Slayer tent, of course, picked up a couple T-shirts. Um, Not a festival shirt because the design was really stupid. Um, I did pick up a couple, and I showed it in the first review that I've already posted. But basically, with that, I saw a couple signings, one signing, and then basically was waiting to get into the pit, um, which was, you know, uh, something of a bitch. The one cool thing I didn't know, which I should have remembered, um, and again, I also showed this. Kerry King was doing some signings at the Jägermeister tent, and so I was able to get another couple of autographs, which again I've also showed in the other video. But anyway, um, Slayer went on at about 9:15 or so. Um, so basically, I'm basically waiting until then. Um, spent like 2 hours after walking around most of the day waiting to get in. Um, I didn't have my wristband from the start, and so that took longer to get me in to the pit area, and so I couldn't get the spot that I wanted, but I basically got the second best, at least to start. Um, so after Motorhead finishes, you got your usual, you're waiting, you got your waiting around, and um, they put up the white curtain that blocks the stage off. I don't know if any of you guys have seen them. You've probably seen this before, where they completely, all sides, they put a curtain down. You can't see what uh, the setup is and everything, and that basically goes, uh, you know, it's gone that way basically every time I've ever seen them. I don't know about earlier um, shows and the way they used to do things, back in the day. But ever since I've seen them, they've done it where they're setting up. They got a curtain. But anyway, um, obviously the lineup. Um, you get Demon on the drums in Dave Lombardo. You've got the Face Melter in Kerry King, and you've got um, the Devil's spokesman in Tom Araya, and um, an excellent guitarist, um, kick in your face and rape and murder your wife in Gary Holt, uh, who, of course, is not, he's not a replacement for Jeff, but he does a damn good job. Um, uh, so I'll move on to the stage setup was actually pretty similar to the '09 Mayhem Festival. Um, where they were actually headlining, which is the spot that they should have been. Um, Everybody raves about the Slipknot and everything, but I mean, come on. No, I'm sorry. I'm not really the biggest fan of them. They do put on an amazing show, and it's great to see them touring again after um, what they've gone through. But no, Slayer, it should have been Anthrax, Motorhead, and then Slayer. That's the way it should have gone. But anyway, um, stage setup. It basically had like, and if you saw uh, Dave's Facebook page, he posted they got this basically a fire pit on both sides of the drum kit um, that worked really effective with Hello Eights. The other thing was they had their they that logo right there. The famous Eagle logo, that was hung above the stage. This time though, the difference was it was actually it was actually like lit on fire for a good portion of and then they had two inverted crosses made out of Marshall amps, which was amazing, which I hadn't seen before. Um, so that's uh, let's see. I've seen Slayer. I think this was fourth or fifth time. Let's see, 07, 09, 10, 11, 12. How many years was that? I forget right now. Tom sounded the best vocally that I think he's ever sounded. Um, he was spot on with everything. You could hear him; it was clear. He sounded good. He looked good. Um, Everything, which is great to see. Um, all the guys were just amazing, uh, and so that's just you got to go see them. Uh, okay, I'll run down the set list. Not everything is in order, but it pretty much is. Of course, it started with Darkness to Christ, Enter Disciple, um, War Ensemble, Die by the Sword, Hate Worldwide, Altar of Sacrifice, Hello 8 Seasons, Raining Blood, Mandatory Suicide, Angel of Death, Dead Skin Mask. Not everything was. The last two songs were South of Heaven into Raining Blood. So that's basically that was the closer. Um, Everything was fantastic. Um, Stage setup, the sound, where the band played, it was amazing. Um, the pit was definitely a little bit unusual. I was in the thick of it for most of it, and I got so incredibly pissed off. I mean, um, realized for the one thing, I'm on the younger spectrum, especially with uh, Slayer fans, the thing is, because of Slipknot being there, the whole pit was filled with a bunch of fucking teeny boppers who come in, the girls, and it was mostly girls. I was surrounded by girls on every single side, um, which normally would I wouldn't mind so much. It's just not for a Slayer concert. Um, and they brought all their boyfriends in, and they're not, and they got their fucking their gallon purses with them, and it's like it's ridiculous. Um, and so it just eventually I just got tired of all the bullshit, and then to top that off, with the dumbass security that took so long in getting the pit uh, wristbands and everything, um, they completely forgot their job, and like half of the probably half of the people that were um, sitting in the supposed to be sitting in the seats directly behind the pit jumped the fence during Motorhead set and were just complete dickheads, and were basically, once Motorhead started playing, there was constant shoving, whether there was a band playing or not. It, that part really ticked me off, and finally I just said fuck this, and um, went to went to the side and I got out of it because they were just complete retards, and the people, the security guards couldn't even handle crowd surfers. They'd get to the. It was funny because like every single one of them, I was right in the front for most of it. Every single one of them would get right there, and then they'd fall. They'd get dropped. The security. It was a mess. Um, it, it was an absolute mess. Um, but anyway, uh, hope that answers things a little bit better. Um, Great show as always, with everything and with all the nonsense. You know, it's definitely worth it. Uh, because I mean, Motorhead was a kick-ass show, uh, and of course, because of that crowd, there's a bunch of punk kids that just didn't get it. Um, I didn't have any of us. I had 2 tickets, didn't have anybody to go with me, so I took my dad, and he stayed more in the back. And when Lemmy came out, and he does halfway to this, you ready to hear some rock and roll? People started booing. I shit you not. Um, which just is fucking idiots. Anyway, I know that this is supposed to be a review of the Slayer show. Um, so pretty much that's what I got. Go see them if you have the ability and chance to do so, because it is definitely worth it. Even if you've seen them 100 times, you go see them again, because they're worth it. Definitely, uh, always are. They freaking bust balls, and for me, they're the best live band, the best live show. There's only a couple people that maybe could top it. That'd be Maiden, Priest, or Sabbath. Be the only ones I think that could top. Their live show is amazing because they're simple, straight to the point. They they play their music. There's no bullshit talking. There's no whining, and it's just straightforward. They play their shit. They get off the stage, and they go drink. Anyway, thanks everybody for um, clicking and watching. See you later.